Okay. Fortunate part is I did have it queued up and now it's not queued up. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Okay, everybody, can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, awesome. So this opportunity, many of us on the line are already involved. We've brought some of our key people who we know can benefit from this opportunity, who we know can blow this opportunity up. But the opportunity itself is King Kong Matrix. King Kong Matrix, which is a platform that provides you crypto alerts for every matrix that you join in on. That is our product, crypto alerts. And this product definitely warrants mentioning first, because you can make extreme amounts of money just participating in the crypto alerts themselves. Okay, we've got 5 matrix in the King Kong matrix. There are 5 different matrices. On each matrix that you participate in and are active in, you will get 1 alert per matrix. So if you join all 5 matrices, you get 5 alerts per month. What does that mean? That means you get 5 opportunities every month for life to participate in a movement of coins, growth of coins, and NFTs, and a whole host of other things that can generate 2, 3, 5x, or 10x even sometimes your money. Okay, that is our product. That alone will generate money for you. Each one of these buy-ins for each of the matrices, which we will go through, is a one-time buy-in. So buying into all 5 matrices, it's one time for 5 crypto alerts per month for life. Another amazing thing about King Kong Matrix is early access, as I mentioned. So you get to know about coins before the world knows about coins. You get to generate profits before the world even has had an opportunity. And then we have a marketing team that is already proven to have taken many coins to a 9-figure market cap. What does that mean? It means they show up in the top 50, top 100 on coinmarketcap.com. This is big. That means this is the next, they have participated in the next Bitcoin. They participated in generating and creating the next Ethereum or the next XRP, and we will have direct access to that. That is our product. And if I stopped right there, it should wow you. But I got more for you, because like I said, we've got 5 different matrices. And on each of these matrices, there's a buy-in, there's a payout for each position that goes into the matrix, and then there's a total payout. So just so that you know, on the Gelada matrix, which is our first matrix where we all start, it's a buy-in of 25 cents. Do I need to repeat that? 25 cents, 1/4 to get into a matrix, a 2x25 forced matrix that will pay you, once filled out, $335,000 plus $335,544.31 to be exact. Okay. And one thing I just want to point out on this, that 25 cents to have that opportunity at that 335 is a one-time payment. It's not a monthly payment. And the other important point on this matrix and on all of them that you'll see after this is that you look at the table to the right, you see levels that go down 1 to 25. You see positions and you see payout per level, right? So I mentioned this is a 2x25 force matrix. And if you look at the second column, it says positions per level. It does not say people per level. So if you look all the way down at level 25, you see 33,554,432. That may blow your mind if we're talking about people. You may think, oh my God, I can't get that many people, but it's not people, it's positions. And the beautiful part about King Kong Matrix is every person can come in and buy multiple positions. So let's just pause there for 1 second. And I want you to think for yourself, if you had an opportunity to buy into this matrix for 25 cents, how many positions would you get? Would you just get one? Would you get 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, maybe even 1,000? How many positions would you get? And then think about duplicating yourself and how quickly, by duplicating yourself, how quickly you can get through this matrix and get to that bag of $335,544. Now, each position that goes into your matrix, you will get paid half a penny. And I know half a penny may not sound like a lot. It may make you think it will take forever to get to $335,000. But my exercise and assignment for you after this call is to go to Google and see what half a penny compounds to, and let's just say 60 days. And I want you to look at that number and see how your mind is going to be blown. It can happen. It can happen really quickly. All we have to do is duplicate ourselves. So let's move on to matrix 2, which is Langar. Langar has a 50-cent buy-in. 50 cents, one position costs you 50 cents. The payout that you get for every position that lands into your matrix is 1 penny. It's the same sort of avenue as the half a penny, having it compound, how quickly that can grow, what it can grow into. And then I want you to think, if you did only have this matrix to get into, how many positions would you get for 2 quarters? How much investment would you make into this opportunity for yourself to get to that bag of $671,000? This is like an absolute no-brainer. Right now, we've added up to matrix 1 is 25 cents, matrix 2 is 50. Right now, our total investment for one position on each matrix is 75 cents. So let's go to matrix 3, the Macau matrix. The buy-in is $1. You get a payout of 2 cents per position on your matrix. The total payout once your matrix is filled is $1.3 million. 1.3 million. I want us to stop right there because what we've invested on one position is $1.75. How many positions would you get for $1.75 to get to a bag of $1.3 million? I hope someone's excited on this line because I'm over here busting at the seams. Every time I go through these slides, I get even more excited. I start thinking, who else can I tell for 25 cents, for 50 cents, for $1, for $1.75 to get to a bag of $1.3 million and more, actually, because that's just the payout for the Macau matrix. Let's go to matrix 4, the baboon matrix. The buy-in on this matrix is $5. The payout, 10 cents per position, and the total payout, $6.7 million. And the same format applies in every one of these matrices. It's a 2 by 25, and it's positions, not people. And the other key thing to note about buying into these matrices before I get to the last and final one is that once you're in, you're always in. So that one-time investment, if that's what you so choose to do, invest one time, will bring you from one matrix to the next, and we'll talk about that shortly. So the last matrix here is the mandrill matrix. We have a $10 buy-in, a payout per position of 20 cents per position, and a total payout for this matrix of $13.4 million. $13.4 million just on filling out this one matrix. Where are we at right now? We've added up 10, we've added up 5, we've added up $1, we've added up 50 cents, we've added up 25 cents. We are now at $16.75 investment one time to get 5 crypto alerts for life, to get an opportunity to grab a bag far greater than $13.4 million. In fact, I think it's around 22 for $16.75. Who's excited? Open your mics or drop it in the chat. I can't see the chat right now, but I want to hear who's excited. Oh my goodness, Ashley is blowing it up. All right. All right. So here's what I need you to understand. Your movement, your people's movement from one matrix to the next, okay, is automatic. You don't have to send out a mass message to your team to say, hey, everybody, go back in, make sure your account is active. Your people will stay active. Automatic upgrade to the next level if they aren't already on all 5 matrices, okay? Keep that in mind as we go through this. There's one other beautiful part about this. There's actually a whole bunch more, but the unilevel payout is also another form of compensation and commissions that you will get by being in this opportunity. So the first one is the payout per position on each of the matrices, okay? The next one is the unilevel. The unilevel is where you actually get paid a percentage of your team's enrollment after a portion has gone back to the overall organization and all the members in the organization. So you will get a 50% unilevel payout for anyone you directly refer. You will get a 25% payout for anyone they refer. A 10% payout for their referrals, and it goes on to unilevel 5 that gives you 5% payout on every matrix. You're going down 5 levels deep and getting a commission off of that person's enrollment, in addition to getting paid for all of the positions that come in under you. Tell me something. Please open someone's mic and tell me what you're thinking right now. Miss Vanetta.
Yes, ma'am.
Speak up. What you thinking?
I'm thinking that these Zooms have really provided me with some clarity, because I have been confused on the comp plan because I haven't put the time into the comp plan. So as I'm just listening to you and paying attention, it's just giving me a better strategy in terms of what I was going to, how I was going to come in and look at things a little bit differently. Even yesterday's Zoom has made me look at it a bit differently. So that's just what I'm sitting here thinking. I'm processing and trying to see the best strategy.
I love it. I love that this is opening the minds and is opening our hearts too. That's one thing I just want to reiterate. I jumped right into the slides. I didn't mean to rush through these slides, but I do want to reiterate, and Wesley will actually jump into this even more, of the real purpose for King Kong Matrix. He articulates it best. But that song he played before we got into this, ain't enough hating in the world to make me hate. This opportunity is so far removed from hate. It's all about love. It's about spreading the wealth. It's about opening the door for other countries, not just us, for other people, for everyone to have a piece of the pie and a seat at the table, for us to be able to create our own table. I want that to marinate for a minute, for us to be able to create our own table. Now I'm going to go to the next slide. I've already touched on it, but it just basically says for you to qualify to even get a payout, you must refer one person. This is where the word person shows up. You must use your link one time. And quite honestly, it doesn't have to be a person, but we'll get in. I'll let Wesley touch on that. You must refer one person. And in doing so, anybody that comes in will be automatically upgraded to the next matrix by way of the system withholding the buy-in for that next matrix from the commissions of the previous matrix. Okay, so that's all this slide is showing. 50 cents to get to the next one, $1 to get to the next one. These withholdings do not have to happen if a person is buying into all 5 matrices at the beginning. That means you are automatically active. That means you are going to rock and roll on this. But if you start at matrix 1, if you don't upgrade yourself, the system will. So you can't go away. You can't block your own blessings. At no point can you stop yourself from getting the bag in this opportunity. And that's the magic of King Kong Matrix. Let's move on. I mean, there is some fine print here, just so that when you do get commissions and you have to get a withdrawal, you can get your withdrawals every day. The money shows up instantly and you can withdraw daily. If you withdraw, whenever you withdraw, you will have to pay a 0.01 fee in BNB for gas fees and the admin fee. So you could choose to withdraw once a week. You could choose to withdraw once a month, or you can choose to withdraw every day. But whenever you do a withdrawal, it will cost you 0.01 BNB. All right. Moving on to the Kong protocol, there's a lot of different strategies in building, and this is where I will pause to see if you guys have any questions on the matrix, and then I'm going to hand it over to the man himself, who is the master builder, the killer builder, who can walk through the Kong protocol as well as his own strategies for everybody. So are there any questions? No questions? I know I didn't do that good on these slides now. Come on, people. Come on, challenge me.
I was gonna go ahead and say a comment or whatever. I have raised my hand, but
Oh,
I was
I'm
gonna
sorry,
go ahead
I'm
and
not seeing
comment
the
on
hand
what
raised.
oh, no problem. I was gonna go ahead and comment on what I was thinking about it or so, because I was gonna say, as someone who comes from a rough background, I just think this is a tremendous opportunity, and that I ain't never seen nothing like it before, honestly. So with this being said, I've heard some people say they're afraid to take different opportunities because they've been scammed out of the past, as they've been scammed in the past. But I just want to go ahead and make this clear and just let it flat on out. I've never seen a scammer that's willing to pay or for someone else's position in an opportunity to be able to have a chance, a risk-free chance at making something for themselves in life. You know what I'm saying? Scammers don't pay for other people. What they try to do is they try to trick you into paying them to receive something from them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There ain't nothing scamming about this or alarming about this at all. This is an opportunity that I have never seen designed like this before a day in my life or whatever. So I just want to say thank you for the information that you have shared. This has really helped me to understand a lot of this actually, a little bit more deeper since I've been coming to yesterday's call and today's call. And I just want to say thank you, Camille.
Oh, you are so welcome. And that's a really, really good point. I mean, no one left behind. Okay. No one left behind. We got. If everybody does a little, nobody has to do a lot. I just quoted 3 people I admire in this, in business. Wesley being one. If everyone does a little, no one has to do a lot. Andrea, no one left behind. Mark P, we got. Okay. It is true. And this team right here does not play when it comes to that. We aren't leaving people behind in this opportunity. We will do what we need to do to make sure everybody, at the very least, has a spot on the 25-cent, has a 25-cent spot on the Gelada Matrix.
And can I say one more thing?
You got it.
Okay, so not only is this an opportunity where you get to try it risk-free, this is an opportunity where you have leaders that are guiding you that are not coming from a selfish aspect. This is more of a cause to help you to be able to stand on your own 2 feet and get up out that miserable life that you've been craving to get out of, and you've been craving a better life, and we're trying to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to help each other here so we can all win here together. It's like raising a family up. You know what I'm saying? This right
Absolutely.
here, we are literally giving you answers, and this company is literally giving us all the answers that we need to make the success. All the figuring out has already been done for us all. You know what I'm saying? Even the
Yep.
CEO David himself is giving us answers on how to make referrals and how to do this and that, because he wants everybody to win, period, as well. David
Okay.
himself, the CEO, the founder, is giving us the resources we need also. So this right here is a win-win situation for everybody.
Awesome. Awesome, Justice. Thank you. I want to answer Favor's question. Favor, you want to go ahead and open your mic and make sure I have this question right. Is it $25 to join or cents? It is 25 cents to join the Gelada Matrix. It is 50 cents to join the Langer Matrix. It is $1 to join the Macau Matrix, $5 to join in on Baboon. And again, I must point out, you can't jump to Baboon. You have to go through the others first. It is $10 to get on Mandrill. In total, to get one position on all 5 matrices is $16.75. And I'm sure your sponsor can also walk you through that a little bit more. But if that, does that answer your question, Favor?
Oh, yes, yes,
Wonderful.
yes. Thank you.
Wonderful. You are welcome. Wesley, I don't know if you are ready to jump in here and blow this thing up on building and motivation, but if you are, I want to ask, can I just read something really quickly?
Sure, do your stuff.
All right, so I wrote a poem when Obama was being elected called Hands Down. And I'm not going to read the whole poem, but it just dawned on me when Wesley was playing that video in the beginning. There's a portion in this poem that is exactly what this is, because this opportunity is hands down the best, most philanthropic opportunity out here. And it is changing the industry. And when I say hands down, it makes me think of this one piece that I have in a poem that I wrote called Hands Down. And it says, I discovered how my fingers are the 4 corners of the earth and my thumb the universe. How my palm embraces the key to conquering darkness and rendering light on the world through love. How these hands are instruments toward meaning something in this existence, doing something that matters. That is one piece of the poem that I wrote, Hands Down. And this is absolutely our hands being our instruments to do something meaningful and something that matters and that is impactful to the world. Let's go. Wesley Hunter, please come up here and blow everybody's mind on what you have to say.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate the introduction. Great presentation. You can stop the share now. Before I go into this, right, I do want people to look at this opportunity with a broad mindset. I really want people, and I'm really serious about this, right? As you look at what I'm about to share with you, I want you to look at the philanthropic component in this thing and what it could mean in changing the economic flow in nations. I'm not concerned about the American buying an extra cup of Starbucks. That's not what I'm talking about right now. And I'll get into it and showing you how and the why this is so much different. You're talking to a guy who's seen quite a few compensation plans in my day, right? And I can tell you, I've never seen anything like this, and that's not a sales pitch, right? So I'm grateful that you guys are here. But before I dive into what I want to share with you and tell you more about myself, before I do that, I have one clip that I do want to share with you guys. Hopefully you guys have a few minutes. But I was listening to it earlier and I thought, you know what, that'd be a good piece to share. So I'm going to share that with you guys real quick And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the magic of this comp plan and how you can use it to help change lives. All right. So just 1 sec. I'm going to do that share now.
How do you make a way out of no way? When you have millions of people who are feeling powerless, and many people have lost their jobs. I was reading a guy named Chase, and he lost his job, and he was evicted before the restrictions. He's sleeping in his truck, and then his truck was hit by a hit and run driver, and that limited his ability to go around and to find employment. He was sleeping in his truck, and he said something that grabbed me. He said, "This is a new place for me, a new experience. Standing at the end of a ramp off the expressway with a sign, 'I am hungry. Will you help me?' This is a new experience." Wow. How do you make a way out of no way when you're in that kind of situation? So I want to talk to you about a period that had to be the lowest in terms of things happening. This is one of the lowest periods of my life. When I lost a home, the first one that I bought from my mother because I didn't do a title search. And we had to go back to the roach infested house that I moved mama out of. And when you say, well, what do you do? I remember my mother saying, boy, unload that truck, take that furniture in the house, keep your head up, we still have each other. How do you make a way out of no way? I want you to write this down. Choose your hard. Life is hard. And you can choose to stay where you are, and that's hard. Trying to survive living in your truck, trying to keep your esteem up, standing with a sign that's saying, I'm hungry, and how people come by looking at you and laughing at you and passing you by and don't let you register in their eyes and you feel invisible. That's hard. But there's another hard, and that hard that you can choose is to go into action, is to find something somewhere that you can earn some money from. And that's what I had to do. Use your power to create a new beginning for yourself. Use that. How less a spirit of power and of love. Find something that you love. Do what you love and find a way to get paid for it. So guess what I decided? I couldn't go back to a job because I don't like working for someone else. I'm not mentally fit to work for someone else. I didn't come here to work for someone else. I came here to live my calling. A job is what you get paid for. A calling is what you're made for. I came here to speak, and I was going to find a way to get paid to speak. And I would go to seminars and workshops. I invested in myself. I couldn't afford to do it, but I couldn't afford not to do it. And I'd watch these speakers, and I'd go to their seminars, and I would study them. And I'd say, hey, I can do that too. I read their books. Hey, I got a book in me too. Live your dreams. I know about tough times. And see, they can make you or they can break you. Come on now. Come on, bring it. Come on now. Yeah. God not giving us a spirit of fear. I had to replace fearfulness with being fearless and creative and take the initiative to do something else with my life. See, we all have these tough moments in life. Walt Disney filed bankruptcy 7 times and he had 2 nervous breakdowns. Oh, he was bent, but he wasn't broken. No, he kept creating. Someone stole his first cartoon that had great promise, and someone stole it. Somebody on his team stole it from him. His heart was broken, but he didn't stay there being angry and bitter and talking about it. He created Mickey Mouse. Had that person not stole his first cartoon, Elmer, Mickey Mouse would not have been born. Many times when one door closes, another door opens, but we many times spend time looking at and talking about the closed door. We don't see the open door. But I must add, he told his family, no matter what you do, file lawsuit after lawsuit and get my first cartoon back. And last year, his family won the lawsuit. And now, that cartoon that was stolen from him, he orchestrated that from the grave. That was a bad boy. The family, the Disney family, got it back. Listen, let me share something with you here. You have no idea how strong you are. You're not in this thing life by yourself. And my heart goes out to people who have lost loved ones, or loved ones have been diagnosed with the coronavirus. But one of the things that I know about this thing called life, when I lost the first house that I bought for my mother, I had to, one, recognize what had happened, the role that I played in it, and two, I had to keep it moving. Got to keep it moving. You don't have time to be depressed. You got to keep moving. If you stop, when they say an idle mind is a devil's workshop, yes. If you don't keep it moving, you will become overwhelmed with feelings of being powerless. You'll become overwhelmed with a negative mindset. You'll become overwhelmed with the adversities that you're facing, and you forget greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. You forget you are more than a conqueror. You forget that you have the power to live your dream. No, you got to get fired up. You got to get fired up in this thing called life. We're still here. The fact that we still have our mind, after going through the worst form of man's inhumanity to man in the history of the world, we are still here. Oh, wow. And whoever you are, whatever your paint job, you're still here. And this day is the best day of your life. This day, how could you say that? I don't have a job. This day, I'm going through foreclosure. I've just been evicted. This day, I'm making a choice between prescription drugs and food and keeping a roof over my head and clothes on my back and keeping our family together. This day, the best day of your life. How could you say that? If it's not, try missing one. You have the
So many nuggets. You know, I listen to a lot of inspirational stuff, right? And part of it is because I do eventually want to be a motivational speaker. I've acted at that capacity several times in my life, but I'll tell you, never before has it mattered more than network marketing. Some of you are familiar with who I am and what my story and what my journey has been. But you know, when I listened to Les Brown, I took so many notes in that short little 7-minute clip. You know, it's a wonder the things that we say, and yet we can celebrate and we can salute what's being said. But do we really embody those things in our lives, right? You know, those who know me know I have a saying, you know, the brightest light always comes at the end of the darkest tunnel, right? But too often we find comfort in the tunnel. We find comfort in the pity party. We want people to feel sorry for where we are instead of getting up and doing what's needed to get to where we want to be, right? And a lot of lives, you know, I was having a phone call today, and you know, I'm from the hood. I'm a gangbanger, first generation gangbanger, drug dealer, did it all. And I was talking to one of the homies, and I'm saying, you know, the sad truth, we talk about the crabs in the bucket, but we don't realize the bucket that we've created for ourselves, this bucket of pity. We want everybody to empathize with where we are, instead of getting up and doing the fight to get to where we need to be. I'm not going to make this a whole speech about that, but I'll say this, right? So one of the things that he pointed out, he says, he recognized when his mother's house was taken, he recognized what had happened and the role he played in it. The role he played in it. That, I think, if people could embody just that, I think you would open up this world to be something more awesome than you could ever imagine. Because most of us don't take ownership because we're too busy assigning blame. And the truth is, the blame that you're assigning may very well be deserving of the person you're assigning it to. But have you really considered the role that you played in it, in inviting that person into your life? Well, yeah, I shouldn't have trusted that person. But no, I hear that part. But what was it in you that allowed that to happen? You see? So part of my story is before joining network marketing, I had just did 30 years in prison. I was guilty. No, I should have gotten, I probably should have gotten more time. I didn't expect to be home. I was absolutely guilty. And I can tell you, I never felt sorry for myself because I felt that I got what I deserved. Based on, you know, a lot of times you'll see guys, they'll get arrested, then they want to complain about the system. Well, the system was what the system was before you did what you did. I mean, you know, we got to own what part we played in it. Like I said, I'm a first generation game banger, first generation drug dealer. You know, I wanted to play at the high levels. I wanted to be the big boy on the mountain. Well, the big boy on the mountain gets caught. It don't always go the way you plan, right? So even as I sat in what most would have considered misery, I understood that God had taken me on the journey he needed me on based on the decisions that I made. See, life has choices, life has options. And why am I saying all those things here? You know, I see quite a few of my friends here that I've been interacting with in Nigeria. And I'm gonna tell you, it really touches my heart to see the struggles that people are having. When I look at the way we live in America, and I look at what's happening with our brothers and sisters in Nigeria, it is not okay. And I'm not talking about the pictures of some flies floating around somebody's head. That's not what I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about these are human lives that have been left behind. Human lives that are left to struggle while we live in the land of plenty. And I'm saying all this stuff for a reason. I'm going to get to a really big point here and why that ties into what we're doing today, right? But in saying that, I have to also say this. If you're offered an option, an opportunity to find your way out, and you refuse that opportunity, then you must own where you are. You know, that's that old concept, you know, you're standing on the corner and you're waiting for somebody, God, send me a sign, right? You don't know what to do or how you're going to do it. Lord, send me a sign. Well, he sends a bus. You don't want to get on the bus. Here comes a plane. No plane. Here comes a bike. I mean, he sent every mode that you could have ever need. But your fear, most of us, right? And I was talking to the homie about that. Most of us live in this fear. And I'm going to tie this. I'm going to end this. I can go on forever. Trust me. But here's the point that I'll make when it comes to network marketing. People say, I don't like people. I don't know where they can fix their mouths to say that in current times, but they say those terms, right? Or they say, this doesn't work. People don't believe, or they have all these concepts. But if we're really honest, and now I'm asking each one of us to take a look at ourselves. Take a look at ourselves. Are we really open to interacting with new people? Those people who struggle in network marketing, are you really open to interacting with new people? Because see, most of us have what we call our little circle of friends and family. The same people we knew we were 16, 17, 18, 20 years old. If you went to college, you might have made a couple of more, right? But have you really met everyone that you hope to meet on this journey called life? When we say your network is your net worth, do you understand that you have a chance to reinvent that every single day? So many of us today don't even speak to our neighbors. So you want to know why you struggle in this? Because you're still trying to pull from the same pool of people. I can tell you, I have absolutely lived the life of my dreams. Like I came home, I got involved in network marketing, and I promise you, like within 2.5 months, I went up the ranks pretty fast. In 2.5 months, I was making $5,000 a month. In 4 months in, I was making $10,000 a month and kind of stayed there. And then I hit a company and I went to 25K in 13 days. Why am I saying all that? I'm not saying it's brag. I'm only saying that none of these people that I built this with were people that I knew. I barely knew how to use a cell phone, and I did it all online. My product that I was involved in was Forex and crypto. I didn't know what crypto was, didn't know what Forex meant. What I saw was real simple. To me, you know, I'm a bit of a social politician, and I thought about Black Lives Matter, how we're on all these corners, we're handing out water bottles, we're giving out high fives, we got these signs, we walking in circles, and we, you know, and I'm thinking to myself, man, look, this is a chance for people to join together and empower each other. Like, I don't need a water bottle and a sign in the hot sun. What I need is your understanding, your willingness to open your mind and see how we working together, loving on each other, benefits each other. And so that was my message. When I spoke to men and women, I spoke about the value and importance of unity and how it could help to change lives. I didn't sell an opportunity. What I shared was a vision. Hear that. I didn't sell an opportunity. What I shared was a vision of how us united as one, people loving each other. I always say, love what you do, love the people and love what you do, the rest comes easy. And I shared the vision of how loving and supporting each other through the storms, the goods, the bads, how we could help to change each other's economic flow. That was my message. And I promise you, you know, I would not change anything ever about it. It has completely changed my life. You know, I've made well over $300,000 in this industry in a very short time, right? I've only been involved maybe getting on close to 2 years now, but you know what I mean? And you know, it was something I never could have imagined sitting in prison for 30 years. Never could have imagined. So when you listen to these stories, when you listen to Les Brown, when you look at, you know, Steve Harvey and all the challenges that people overcome, living in their car, it's easy to clap for somebody else. But are you willing to be that shoulder for someone who needs you? You know, he talked about standing on the side of the road with a sign asking for food and how he felt invisible. The guy felt invisible as people drove by him. Are our brothers and sisters in Africa invisible to us? Are they just scammers in our inbox? You know, I look at what's happening in the islands. You know, a lot of us, we know Jamaicans and Trinidadians and so forth. We engage with these people. We're connected to these people. These are our family. This world is one big family. And when we forget that part, then I'm going to tell you, honestly, anybody who does not resonate with that, you don't deserve to earn in this industry. If you're only here for the money, I do not wish you well. And I honestly will say that. Right? I really want people to love each other, to support each other, and to understand what this opportunity means. Okay, so I'm through with my mindset. I'm through with my preaching. Now let me show you why it is. Well, first of all, let me read this in the chat. I don't want to ignore anybody. Favor, the use of being taken for granted. Basically, the use of being taken for granted. Basically, everyone, bad government, bad economy, scams everywhere in Nigeria. Thank God that you understand, Wesley, and you're creating awareness about it. I'm broadcasting this opportunity. It will help a lot of people, and it's at very low cost. Absolutely, Favor. You know, when I reached out to you today, you know, I really thought you would already be in. But you're one of those persons that, you know, honestly, when I first entered the industry, you were doing very well. And we were in a previous company. And you're one of those people I've paid attention to. I've watched, and I've watched your struggles, right? When I reached out to you today, this I knew was for you. This is for you, Favor. I know what you can do, and I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to hold your hand, and I'm going to teach you. You will kill this opportunity, right? And you can help change a lot of lives in doing that. And that's what I want people to understand. I want people to understand the philanthropic nature of this comp plan and how it's built. So let's talk about the comp plan and why it's so exciting. For some of you guys, I'm going to use some terms that you guys may be familiar with if you've ever been involved in network marketing. For some of you guys that may not be familiar with those terms, feel free to ask any questions and I will clarify what those terms might mean. I don't want to lose anybody. But Miss Camille Young talked about how it has an auto upgrade mechanism. That is unique. That is a huge deal. That is big. Why? Because most often in these opportunities, what we find is we build these teams, we build downlines. Then there's people who don't want to do it, can't do it, they give up on doing it, whatever. And so they become, we can't find them. We cannot locate them. They're not responsive, whatever the case might be. And so we find our ranks affected. We find ourselves trying to, scramble to fix that. Well, in this, we don't have that burden. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Here's the thing that I think a lot of you guys can be excited about, and it can be kind of trickery, if you will, if I'm honest. But here's the thing about this comp plan. This is what's crazy about this comp plan. If you can get anybody in the world to take the 10 or 15 minutes that it takes to sit on a Zoom, to set up their accounts, and they sign up for just 25 cents, guess what? You ain't never got to talk to them again. You don't care what happens to them. Once they sign up, they're there forever. The account is automatically going to upgrade. Like Ms. Young explained, once that account generates 50 cents worth of profit, the first 50 cents is held, and then it upgrades. So if John Paul Jackrabbit signed up and later got hit by a bus, right, that account is going to continue to upgrade. And you're going to continue to earn from that packaging, from those upgrades. The only thing with John Paul Jackrabbit, of course, is not logged into his back office. So if he made, let's say, $5 in his account, well, the first 50 cents is held, but the other $4.50, well, corporate gets to keep that, because John Paul Jackrabbit ain't around. But it doesn't concern you. It doesn't stop you. You can continue to run with this. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't talk big numbers. I never do. I just don't think that the big numbers, I don't like to confuse people. I like people to understand exactly what I'm saying. So when I'm talking to Nigerians, for instance, my question is simple. If I could show you a way to spend $16 today, but that it could help to generate an average of $2 to $3 a day for the next year, is that something you'd be willing to take a look at? $2 or $3 is a half a cup of Starbucks, right? But that can feed a whole family in some countries. People just want to know that they're not being taken advantage of. That's all. Not everybody has a lot to risk. To us, we can say $16.75. Oh, well, it's a half of a cheeseburger we forgot to eat. But for some people, that $16.75 can be a week's salary. It can be a sacrifice. And they want to make sure that they're not putting their money into something that's going to cause them long-term struggle, right? So what I will say to you is this. I have a unique building strategy because when I'm building, I usually build with long-term vision instead of short-term income. So in saying that, a lot of the industry standard, those have been around you, you've heard the concept, build wide, then go deep. It's a form of accountable build. You put 100 people in and you figure the ones that want it, they'll do what I did. Catch up with me, catch me if you can, right? So if 90 fall off, oh, well, that's on them. I'm just looking for my 10, right? So that's a form of accountable build. But it is the fastest way to make money in these comp plans. Let me be very clear about that. And any top earner will tell you exactly that. I mean, I've never heard anything different. I've argued that since I've been in this industry. And I have clearly said, and I will continue to say, I may be wrong. I may be totally, absolutely wrong. I've had engagements with some top earners in this industry about those building strategies. But I'm okay being wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll learn one day, maybe. Maybe one day I'll change my mind. I'm not even going to tell you right now that I'm not going to eventually change my mind. But for now, I need to know that in my heart, I am doing the best I can by the people who trust me. So for me, I give a lot of persons away. I stack people. And why is that? Why is that? Why would you want to stack somebody in a comp plan that's only $16.75? Why would you want to stack somebody in a comp plan that's only 25 cents? Wesley, why would you do that? I'm gonna tell you why for me. Because I want this thing to take on a life of its own. You know, me and Miss Camille Young, we share a spot. We both put about $10,000 into this prior to it launching. We're seed investors in this project, right? But my team and I are actually in a different company, and we're building in that. I see this as an opportunity that will grow beyond proportion if people see the benefit. What do I mean by that? I'm not trying to be around here trying to recruit a bunch of Americans who don't want to sacrifice a cup of Starbucks. I don't want to do it, right? I don't want to do it. That's a hard fight. I already got that fight in a whole nother company. This ain't that. So imagine if I stack, let's just say 20 Nigerians down one leg. You don't have to build 2 legs here. You do have a 2-leg comp plan. You make commissions off of anything that happens under you. I would talk about the nuances of this thing and how awesome it is. But imagine if I stack 20 Nigerians down one leg. What happens? Now, I could have kept 20 and put them the long way, 20 directs. I'll make 50% of anything they do make. But guess what? They ain't going to make nothing. More likely, they ain't going to make nothing. You know why? Because they sitting there waiting to see if it works first. They ain't told nobody. They scared to tell people because they ain't made nothing. They just spent $16. They sitting there figuring out, I don't know what to do. I'm lost. But if I stack 16 Nigerians, or 20 Nigerians down one leg, what happens? They all begin to see the earnings trickling into their back office. See? Now they start to make money. I can tell you, and I'm going to put somebody on blast right now. I'm probably going to get in trouble for this, but I'm going to put her on blast anyway. Francis, right, is on the call. Her sister's on the call, right? But I remember when I first talked to Francis about this, like that was her concern. Like, I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to bring people. Nobody wants to do it. Everybody I talk to doesn't want to do this stuff. But now here's this. So Francis is joined. Her sister is joined. And today, Francis calls me and say, hey, I have another one of my friends who wants to join. That does not happen if Francis doesn't look in her back office and see that she's starting to make money. She shows this to her sister. She shows this to her friend. You see, this thing takes on a life of its own because one thing for sure, other nations aren't like Americans. They don't have a problem recruiting. Once they see it works, they will show up by the hundreds. So if I build in such a way that it gives them that own promotional tool of earnings that they can go and show, it takes on a life of its own, right? So I'm going to address something else here real quick while I'm on that subject, because there's another person on the call. I don't know, she's still here, who asked me, well, how do you find internationals? I don't know how to find them. Easy. You know how? Go through your WhatsApp, go through your Telegram, right? Go through your Messenger and just scroll back over the years. How many times have you gotten an inbox message from somebody from a foreign nation and you completely ignored them? Think about it. How many times? And I usually copy and paste message. I just drop the message in their box. I send it to over the favor today. You know, I mean, I know who favor is though, but I'm just saying, just send the message. Hey, you ever heard of King Kong Matrix? This is what it's all about. Da, 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 da. It's a little script that I drop in there and I keep it moving. But when they hear, like Favor heard, 25 cents to join, my God. Because if they can find something that works and they can make an extra $3 or $4 a day, that changes their lives. Let's keep that in mind, guys, right? As we build this out. And I'm gonna hit the other points. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna give you the last points and why this comp plan is just different. But first, I want to respect the chat and I want to read what's here. An average Nigeria earns about 15K NGN monthly. That's about $25 a month. $25 a month. $25 a month. We can't help them make that. And it's not enough even for feeding in a week. Taking advantage of the opportunity will save lives. Glad I came through. I'm so glad you're here. I'll tell you, Favor. I mean, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to give you guys one little story. being on one of these social media apps where I've met some of the Nigerian women that I've been engaging with. I remember watching this particular one. I was watching a stream, beautiful young woman, and she's sitting there and she's streaming because they get paid to stream. It's another story. I won't go down that road. But what touched me was that she was sitting there, she's dancing, she's smiling, she's trying to engage with the people on her app. And she didn't even think of nothing of it. But in the moment, she like paused, like, man, I'm so hungry. And then she kept dancing. Like, it wasn't that she said it to invoke empathy. It was like she was thinking out loud. And I'm like, wow. Right? And then later she sat down and she said, I'm sorry, guys. I just got to sit down for a minute. I'm a little too hungry. I haven't eaten. And I'm thinking, like, that's not okay. We can do something about that, guys. If we lead with our hearts, we have an opportunity to change the world. This thing is bigger than how much you can make. It's how big an effect you can have. The money comes later. Trust me, the money's here. So how does this whole thing work? And why am I so amped up about it? So one of the components in this, right, and I remember when it was first being created, like I say, Ms. Camille and I are seed investors. And so I got the call when he was putting this thing together. And the question was put to me, Wesley, why do we keep building these programs for Americans? Why do we keep building these programs for Americans when all they do is spend their money, they join, they sit there, they do nothing, they complain that they don't make anything, they don't want to recruit. He says, but we keep building for Americans because they got the money. He said to me, he says, well, imagine that we created a comp plan for internationals. Internationals always shows up with hundreds of people. They just can't afford it. But if we made this affordable for them, right, they can bring in their family and their friends and build an economic structure within their communities. They will come by the hundreds. But we have to make it to where they can afford it. Cool. That was one point. So he did that. Salutes. 25 cents. Anybody in the world can come up with 25 cents, right? Now, what was the second component? He says, now, and what if we found a way where the Americans could just use their money and didn't have to bring a bunch of people? I'm like, man, you do that, you a beast. Well, he did it. And so Ms. Young talked about a little bit about that too. In this comp plan, you only have to refer one person. That's why I can afford to put, 30, 40, 50 Nigerians down one leg. They only need one and they can earn throughout the entirety of the comp plan. So I'm giving them their one. They're able to earn immediately. If I put them in myself and don't put one up under them, they're not earning anything. They're just sitting there. They're not going to make a dime until they find somebody. And you say, well, that's on them. They got to do what I did. That's fine. But they're not going to be compelled to go do what you did if they haven't made anything from it, right? They're going to just sit there. And that's the truth. We have to show, sometimes you got to show people. I say show people the money. Once the money comes, this whole thing makes sense. All right. Having said that, the way he created this thing is technically, as long as you're using your link, you can go and create you don't have to go find anybody. You can create a second account and you purchase a 25% position, use your link. And once you use your link, you now qualify to earn throughout the entirety of the comp plan. So for the American who just wants to make money, don't want to, I ain't talking to nobody. No. I got to wait and see first. If that's you, just don't overwhelm yourself. Spend 25 cents, drop the anchor account, I call it, and go ahead and get to your earnings. You don't want to miss your earnings while you're sitting there waiting on your learnings, right? That part. Now, the other component that makes this thing so exciting. So Miss Young talked about how we have positions. They're not people. This comp plan is not based on people so much as it is positions. And I know that can be a little funny wording there, right? Because you have accounts and then you have positions and that can be, so I'm going to call them coins. So you got your account. This opportunity allows those who can afford it and those who earn from their commissions to actually go into your back office and you can purchase coins. So what does that mean? You go in your back office and you purchase 100 coins, right? Positions they are, but I'm calling them coins for simplicity. Once you make that purchase, it's a one purchase. You go straight through, you make the purchase, it's $25. It now gives you 100 coins. The moment you push that button, 50 coins are going to fall at the bottom of your left leg, and fill in all the blanks. 50 coins are going to fall into the bottom of your right leg and fill in all of the blank spots. This is why you're only earning a half a penny, because your entire network is earning that half of a penny. Your entire network, 24 layers up, or 25 layers, including yourself, is earning a half of a penny. When everybody does a little, nobody has to do a lot. You do the same thing at the 50-cent level, the $1 level, the $5 level, the $10 level. You can use your money, right, to shower under your downline, helping them to make money, helping you to make money. And when people make money, what do? They get excited. They get encouraged. They go tell a friend. You see? So this thing has two very organic mechanisms in it that will help this thing to grow on its own without you needing to be a day in and day out hands-on recruiter, right? I'm getting another message. So it was a private message, but I wanted to read it. It was just a clarification. But yeah, so my point to say is that if you guys really look at what this opportunity is, and another thing, see, one of the things about building deep and then going wide, right? When you're building the chain that I'm talking about, you're not going to make as much money as fast. But what you will create is an organic growth to where basically you just log in and check your back office, because the more people make, especially in those nations where they need these opportunities so greatly, the more they're going to feel compelled to go and tell more and more people. Like I'm literally teaching them to do their own onboarding, how to set up their accounts, how to get people in, training them to be leaders in their own communities, in their own time zones, right? Like some of my leaders are on here, like Lucretia's on here, Vanetta, I see Justice on. I mean, like Camille, we've been up all day, all night. We ain't getting no sleep because of the time differences, right? It's 24-hour Zooms is what we're doing to help people get signed up. But importantly, we want to help empower those leaders in their current locales so that they can do this stuff on their own time zones, right? And then, like I say, this thing takes on life of its own. So I think I covered all the points. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I think I covered all the points. I know if I didn't, Lucretia's pretty good at keeping me on my toes. I miss anything, Lucretia?
No, not today, General. You've been on it. I can't think of nothing that you missed. I'm just gonna add in my little 2 cents.
What you got? Talk to us.
I love all the people most of the time, and I need them to make some money, and I need to make some money, and this is where we're gonna do it together. So if you are up at any time of the day, jump in one of them Zooms. If you talk to somebody and they got a question, jump on one of them Zooms. Look in that Discord. Don't forget to check the announcements. They rolled out another announcement about 2 or 3 hours ago. There's so much information, and it's just money on top of money on top of money. So, just do the right thing and help somebody. That's what this is all about. So yeah, you ain't missed nothing. I'm so happy today. I don't know what to do. Okay. I looked at my back office this morning. I said, well, you know what? I can afford not to be on the Zoom for 12 hours. I'm opening it up at 8:00 at night. So I'm out today at Walmart. Like, I could afford to buy whatever I want to. This is working. It's working. So let's just keep working together. That's all I got.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Appreciate you always, man. You always bring that love and that energy and that excitement. I love it. Javian, I want to give you the opportunity to speak, sir. Do you have anything you want to speak? Any questions you want to ask? Anything you want to share? I got to edify when a leader shows up on my call. When a leader that I recognize in such a degree, me and him have a relationship, and I want to give him an opportunity. Javian, you want to speak? Because we're all leaders, and that's why I wanted to clarify that use of that term. We're all leaders, right? In our own way. All right. So with that said, were there any questions based on what was shared with you guys today? Either about the comp plan, the overview of the company, anything that we can personally answer? No? Okay. Awesome. All right. So I will say that, oh, the withdrawal process. Okay. So the one thing, this thing is unique too, right? Is when you sign up, you have to connect your MetaMask wallet or Trust wallet, whatever you have. We're basically encouraging everybody to have MetaMask wallet, because the way it works is when you pay out, when you earn commissions, you can withdraw your money daily. Like, Coach Lucretia, she's at Walmart right now. She was winter shopping yesterday. She probably done did a withdrawal today, right? She up in that thing. Let me stop. But no, what I'm saying is you can pull your money out daily. But just understand that every time that you withdraw, you do have to pay 0.1 B. Well, it's $2 basically in BNB that it's going to require you to pull your money out. And one thing I will say about that is, and it was a learning curve for me, you have to actually have BNB in your wallet in order for them to be able to draw the gas fees to send your commissions. So you want to leave a little extra BNB in your wallet, at least until you draw your first payment out. But you can draw. Yes, Karen, we can get together right after this call, and whatever we can do, we got you. We'll get it together for you. Right. But yeah, you can withdraw daily, weekly, however you want, whatever frequency you want to draw the money out. And then also you can make purchases in the back office, those raindrops I was talking about, those coins, right? You can use your commissions to rain down over your team. You may say, okay, I made $300. I'm going to take $200 out and I'm going to make $100 rain back over the team so that the team becomes encouraged. They start to see the momentum and, so that's that. All right. Anything else? Anybody else had anything? Any questions? All right. So unless I get
have a question for you outside of Zoom regarding that, actually.
Okay. We'll follow up. So with that said, the one thing I will say is that we're going to be doing these Zoom calls at the same time all week long. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we will have a corporate representative on here with us as well. But feel free to use this as, if your team wants to ask questions, this is a safe place to bring them to ask questions. If you're have prospects, you definitely want to bring them here, and we can also help to give them an overview of what this opportunity is all about. In the meantime, I want to give you guys one last thought before we go. Take this time. How is your digital asset transferred to fiat currency? So once you transfer it over to your wallet, it'll come as what does it come as? USDC, right? Then you can transfer the USCC, and there's ways to go about it, coin swap, whatever. But you can swap it, sort of like you guys are familiar with Bitcoin at this point. So once you get the Bitcoin, you put it in your Cash App, take the Bitcoin from Cash App, turn it into cash. So there are steps to it, but it's steps worth taking when you're making the money, right? So, but we'll walk you through those processes as well. And all of your team leads can also help the show. And that's what we're here. Like I said, we're on Zoom calls 24/7. Like I promise you, as soon as I end this Zoom, I'll probably go have some coffee, open it right back up. We'll be here all day, all night. That's another exciting thing about this opportunity. I can honestly tell you, I haven't had to fight to get people to see the opportunity. We have literally, I don't know, a couple of hundred people at least, probably more than that, still on standby, waiting to get lined up. It's just the process is they're in line waiting to get signed up. Right? Usually we have to beg people to see this stuff, right? But this one just makes sense. It just makes sense. I would tell you, I will caution you, don't think you're going to spend $16 and then run in here and make $1 million off the top, right? But I can tell you, it works. Have I seen people? Matter of fact, let's do this. Justice,
Yes,
you on
sir.
Black. How much did you pay and how long did you wait and what profit did you see?
There was only a $16.75 balance that was paid, and it only took literally 24 hours just to see the results of maybe $9 to $10. And then within the next 48 hours, it kicked up to 15. And then within about, I would say, less than 72 hours within that same time frame, it showed up as $59, about 60. So
Now, results may vary based on the packages that you have beneath you. That's another thing. A lot of times, like people come in 25 cents. Well, they're 25-cent level, you're only making a half a cent. It's them coming at the 16.75, and you can buy multiple packages. Some people, like I know one of the persons on this call, one of the leaders, you know, she purchased a pack, a 10 position pack, right? So the commissions on that, of course, multiply everything by 10, you know, so it just depends. Results may vary based on the amount of how many people you have beneath you are paying for this, at least the 16.75 package. I don't want everybody to think you're going to earn the exact same amount. This isn't that kind of a comp plan where you say, I got 2 people over here and 1 person over there, and I got 20 people over there. My check should be the same as his. No, this isn't that. This is a whole different animal. You earn commissions based on what's produced beneath you, right? And so, but I just wanted to give you guys one example. I can tell you, you know, matter of fact, Francis, you're on blast. You're on blast. Can you hear me? She's so shy, she don't want to talk now.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so let me ask you. Okay, so you signed up for 16.75, and I think that was like 3 days ago. How much have you made so far?
Last time I checked, I don't know if you know the app was under maintenance, so I think I was trying to load it and it didn't go through. But the last time I checked, it was about $11.
Good, pretty good, nice. So, and remember, there's no monthly subscription here. So she's paid $16. She's already made $11 in the first 3 days. There's no monthly subscription here. So understand, this isn't the place to run and get the fast bag. It's not it's not the get rich quick thing. It's a long-term, you know, having that philanthropic approach, but understanding raindrops make a river. And it's mere rivers that cause oceans to overflow. When everybody does a little, nobody has to do a lot, right? But it's important that we all do our part. Yes, their commissions are earned on positions you purchase or positions behind and beneath you. Both. They're earned off of what you do and what your team does beneath you as well. So both. And then also the direct bonus, because you make, 50% of the commissions of your direct. So if they make $3, then you make $1.50 of whatever that would be. The company is paying out 95% of the overall income that's coming is going out, right? And another thing on the level 5 package is the whitelist opportunities, you know, which Ms. Camille talked about, is, you know, those are going to be, you know, opportunities to jump in different products. Because I'm going to tell you the long-term vision of what the company is all about. When you understand, you know, his vision, it's imagine if we had, you know, 1 million people all looking at the same coin, all buying that coin at the same time, and or selling that coin at the same time. We fluctuate markets. Now multiply that by 10. We can create our own economic shift within these crypto markets. So that's the long-term objective, is to help people to understand the crypto and then invest. And that's what Ms. Young was talking about. Even if you just want to come in and get the crypto signals, like this guy's been killing it with the crypto signals for over a year. He's just put this component, this network marketing component attached to that product, but he's been killing. But imagine having a bunch of people all making the same shift at the same time on any crypto coin. We know the influence that can have on the markets, right? A coalition. When everybody does a little, nobody has to do a lot. That is the bigger vision. But first, and in the same time, we want to give people an opportunity for making money simply by helping others. So let's not look at how quick you can get rich. Let's think about how many lives you can save. And so I'm going to end with my thought that I was going to give a second ago. As you leave this call, I charge each and every one of you, take a moment today during the commercial break. Take 30 minutes today. Make a copy and paste message. If you're in somewhere in my team's downline, you probably already have it. And I want you to go through WhatsApp. I want you to go through Messenger. I want you to go through Telegram. And anybody you see that has a name that might be foreign, send them that message. Let them decide. Right? Francis, you had a question?
Yes, I do. So for example, in a case where I refer somebody, how does the person come under me? Like, does it show in the app, like the King Kong app, that I have people under me?
Yes.
Or okay.
So
Okay.
I can show it to you real quick. It's not gonna hurt. Then I don't think. Let me show it to you real quick. So what you're gonna do? Now I'm using a computer, so it might be look different on a phone. But let me see. What you're looking for here, because you're going to see several different matrices, and it can be a little confusing if you don't know what you're looking for. So what I like to look for is the referral genealogy. That lets me know exactly what I'm building. You know what I mean? Because other than that, it can be a little confusing. So if you go here, and then so did I put 7? No, you're not over here. I'm sorry. You're in this other area we're building. All right. So what happens is, see these little arrows down here? These little X's, you guys seeing that?
Yes.
That's how you open it up.
Okay.
And you can see what's under you as it goes down. Right?
Okay.
So you're gonna I like to look for referral matrix. That way the other ones can be bigger and confusing, because you got all those raindrops, those coins are also into the matrix. So you'll get lost trying to find out where did that person go and everything. But if you look at your referral matrix, you can see exactly what was put there and how they're connecting and who referred who, right? That's why you see I'm building that long chain right there. And I'm doing that in different locations, only because that way it'll help all of you guys to earn money off of everything that's being put in that chain. Each of you are getting a percentage of what's being earned, right? All right. Any other questions? So again, I charge each and every one of you, man, take a moment to reach out to people, man, because this is bigger than America. This is bigger than just trying to make you a bag, right? This is an opportunity to really change lives. I mean, I got a team that I'm working with out of India. I have a guy, literally, Camille, well, I don't know, man. Camille is one of them brainiacs. We got a guy who signed up out of Pakistan, could not speak English. Like, we had nothing to give this guy. Could not communicate with this dude. Camille goes on to Google, right? Use some kind of something, and was able to get this guy's language, and we helped to walk him through a sign up. I mean, it's crazy. But that's the impact this thing can have. Right? Let's think outside the box. Let's think about a world cause and how we can help the internationals to live the life that we live. That's all I got. I thank you guys for jumping on the call. Hope to see you guys going forward. Again, we'll be here the same time, same link for the rest of the week going forward. And we will have a corporate representative on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you all for jumping the call, and hope to see you again soon. Let's run. Peace.